Only if you want me to.
Only if I want you to what?
Work that ass.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
And
It's
on
a trap.
that note, hello everyone, and welcome back to Black
Every
That
time,
was the
man.
biggest bait I've
That was
ever
the biggest setup.
That took some setup, but
Got him.
hello everyone, welcome back to Black Blades. If you're watching this in video format, by the way, in case you don't know, there is an audio version available on Spotify and Podbean and iTunes and all sorts of podcast apps. But if you're watching this on video, we'll address the immediately apparent good news that we have, which is due to the world literally ending. This is also my Valorant return to being on camera after my illness, but Loren's back. Yeah, her work trip was postponed due to obvious circumstances that we don't need to go into. But she's going to be, of course, anytime she's around to play, she is a very welcome member of the group. So she's going to be playing a guest character. She won't be returning as Coraline just yet because that is written into the story at a later date where we thought she'd be returning. But for now, until her work trip is ready to resume, she will be joining as a guest character who you'll get to meet shortly. Any words, Lauren, on being back?
No, I'm just happy to be back, you know. Unfortunately, it's not in the best circumstances,
Yeah.
but might as well pick DnD while I'm here.
Yeah, you know, there's literally only death and despair outside, so let's stay inside and play D&D.
Yeah.
On
Inside
that-
D&D, much better than outside D&D, huh?
Exactly. Does anybody else have any news or updates to share before I get into the recap?
I do, and it's very, very subtle. Everybody out there, wash your goddamn hands.
Wash your hands and wash your pee-pee. You heard it here from John. So, when we last saw the party, they were attending a ball held by House Dusk, hosted by Jaskier De Rees, whose name, and just in general, John had quite a few problems with. Derek, of course, nearly losing an arm, but merely ending up with some blackened fingers in the process. That was restored, but the party were guarding the Engin, which was a job they took essentially as a form of cover to get into De Rees's house and try to search for information on the disappearance of Melvar, the archmage of House Dawn, who has seemingly been replaced in all forms of public life by Kairos, the new High Warden, who they also met at De Rees's ball. The ball is ongoing, where Ozovax and Zimmy have snuck up the staircase to De Rees's office to try once again on the ill-fated door that Derek absorbed some necrotic energy off of. They just opened the door with Mage Hand, and they are on the precipice of opening it. So we'll start with you guys, Oz and Zimmy.
Okay.
You see the door creak open in front of you. However, you can't quite see inside yet, just to add a little bit of suspense. What would you guys like to do?
Why'd you open it? Well, I used the phantom hand. I assumed that if there was another trap to be sprung, that the hand would absorb the blow. That's the point of the hand. However, maybe if there's a tile that if I step on, I don't know. Perhaps we should take a look if there is another trap.
Right, you don't know. I can see if there are traps. You.
Okay, I'm sorry, Zivia. I'm sorry. If you want to do your thing, check for traps, then we'll proceed on in. That's fine with me.
I'm going to attempt. Well, I'm going to cast Find Traps.
Okay.
Right, like where the door area is.
All right. This genuinely, this isn't an insinuation, but just for my knowledge, does it detect magical traps and stuff as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you need to make any check, or is it just a radar ping?
No. Apparently, it's not a target thing.
Oh, it's like an aura, like detect magic or something.
Yeah, I would
Cool.
be able to see. Where the hell did it say it? The spell merely reveals that a trap is present, and the spell includes anything that would inflict a sudden or unexpected effect you consider harmful,
Okay.
Or undesirable,
All right. So
within a 120-foot radius.
after being paused, Oz, you look back to see Zimmy waving his hands in the air and murmuring under his breath, and eventually your Find Trap spell goes off, and Zimmy, you see almost like a shimmer to the air radiate around you, and it's kind of like seekers go out over the surfaces around you, but nothing flares up, actually. It would appear as though what you are able to see and sense, for the most part, is all clear. However, there is some lingering malevolence on the handle, as though a trap there was recently spent.
Okay. I think it's good.
All clear? Okay, let's head in. So Connor, you said the room was dark. Is that correct?
No, you just couldn't quite see in because the door had literally
Okay.
just like creaked ajar. If that makes sense.
All right. Well, I guess we'll open the door the whole way.
All right, so as you guys, and I'm going to put you guys on the map, unfortunately because of Roll20 limitations, you'll all be able to see this, but please remember only Oz and Zimmy are able to see what's in the room. Feel free to look at a tab if you'd like. But this is what you guys see. You head in, and you notice immediately an almost ethereally glowing suit of armor grabs your eye in the center of this room. It's standing perfectly still, holding a great axe pointed towards the floor currently. The rest of the room appears to be not an extravagantly decorated office as though you may imagine a high-ranking mage having. It seems to be rather... certainly not stark by any means, it's filled with abundance, but everything seems to have a practical purpose. There's all sorts of bookshelves and sheafs of papers tucked away with almost clinical precision. There's very little mess in this room whatsoever. In the back corner you see a table seemingly of alchemical reagents and different styles of minerals and crystals that you're not quite sure what purpose they serve, and a few differently colored braziers burn all around the room. Other than that,
Right, well,
the thing that grabs
should we
your
just
view is this
start
large
rifling
suit of
through?
armor.
Do you want to take the...
Ooh.
How like tall is the statue?
Well,
Or the
it's
suit of
a
armor.
suit of armor that has sort of ethereally glowing joints at this point. You'd guess that it's probably about 7 feet off the floor in total.
Zimmy asking about the tallest.
Feel free to place yourself on the map at the entrance. By the way.
I'm the
Okay.
tallest.
Getting some Game of Thrones flashbacks here.
I will stay away from that thing that is taller than I am.
It's just a suit of armor,
It's
Zimmy.
creeping me out. It's got glowy stuff. I don't like it.
What would you like to do?
I would like to sneak around. In like, click goodness in like this direction.
Okay, as you well,
that works.
there you get back here.
Yeah,
As you take,
I didn't know how that works.
As you take a step forward, the suit of armor suddenly animates to meet your step, striding forward almost twice the distance of your stride, and the blade of the axe falling to the wood floor with a dull thud. It doesn't seem to be taking any other action for now, but it is certainly advancing towards you, although it remains still. You could almost reach out and touch it, it's so close.
Well, that's different.
Aaron, would you like to take any action at this point?
Yes. So around the corner of the bookcase, you may not see it right away, but there's a little head that pops out. It goes, "Don't move!"
Okay.
That thing is guarding the room. What are you doing here? You're not supposed to be here.
Well, we're part of the party downstairs, and we've gotten a little bit lost.
There's more of you?
Well, there's just the two of us.
Don't piss it off. Whatever you do.
I don't see how I can upset a suit of armor.
Just trust me, we can't fight it. Just the three of us.
Okay.
Just go get the rest of your people.
If only there were people somewhere.
I'm just worried if I take a step. You said don't move, but if I take a step back, is this thing gonna come for me?
Probably, but just don't go towards it, whatever you do.
All right, I'll very slowly step backwards, just one single foot, and try and see if there's a reaction from the.
Make me
Suit of armor.
do you know what? Make me a dexterity check to see how sort of subtly you can walk backwards.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's no sleight of foot check, is there?
Yeah, sadly not. There's no toe dexterity check specifically.
16.
Okay, you managed to just about ease back around the corner of the door, leaving Zimmy standing eye to eye with this large construct.
Good
Well, more
luck.
like eye to chest.
Or
Yeah.
other areas.
Aspirational eye to eye.
Okay, Zibby, if you're happy, just stay there a second. I'll fetch the others. Okay, good. I'll just keep backing up, like hands raised, slowly down the staircase.
Okay, as you start backing up down the staircase, you notice this metal construct, Zibby, swivels its head down towards yours and reaches out all of a sudden and grabs you. Would you like to do anything? Please note this is with an empty, sort of gauntleted hand. This isn't an attack of any sort.
Am I able to, like, not be grabbed?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can try to avoid it if you like.
I would like to try to avoid it.
Make me a dexterity check, and I'll contest it.
I'd like to make a not grab me, please check.
No touchy.
That would be. It's not a saving throw, right?
Just a check. Just contest a check.
Okay. That would be a 15.
All right. Sorry, let me just roll this big boy's roll. Oh, okay. As you manage to nearly very deftly step back and avoid it, you just feel the huge weight of this gauntleted hand clasp your shoulder, and you are almost effortlessly picked up off your feet. The large construct continues to walk towards the corner where the strange voice warned you prior, and tosses you on the ground next to a female gnome. Aaron, would you like to describe your appearance?
Yes. So Aaron is a female gnome, around 3.5 feet tall. She has dark red kind of hair and a side ponytail. She has a bright blue kind of jacket, but it's like embroidered with like kind of like almost like steampunk kind of, I guess, elements to it. Like it's very techy. Yeah, she has brown eyes, and she's just kind of chilling there for now.
Zibby, you would immediately recognize Aaron to, while not have any clear emblems, you would certainly assume that she is a member of Sky College, given the people that you have previously met.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
Once the armor has so casually tossed you aside, it strides back to its original place in the room, and once again the axe just rests against the floor.
You all right?
Hello?
I didn't actually expect it to do that. You're lucky you're alive. Thank God.
Out of character. How tall are you?
I'm like 3.5 feet. You're probably taller than me.
I am the tallest. So I'm looking down now. Hello.
Hi. What are you doing here exactly?
I don't know.
Good answer.
My chieftains, my chieftains in High Shabans told me to follow these people.
Okay. Great. So your friend went to go get other friends? Is that what he went to do?
Friend, sure. How long have you been here?
I've been trapped here for about 2 days. I'm Jaskier's little prisoner right now, luckily. And that big thing is kind of preventing me to leave.
At this point, we'll cut to Mr. Croxel as he makes his way down the staircase. What would you like to do?
Well, I guess I'll just go back out into the main ballroom in the party and like quick walk across and like smile and nod at people like, yes, hello.
Yeah, the night's wending on at this point, and people are certainly kind of absorbed in their conversations or their drink in many cases, and you're able to quite swiftly cut a path through otherwise disinterested people. You don't see Kairos or Sally or Jaskier himself in any easy way, at least.
Okay, so I'm just heading back to the rest of the group.
All right, so the rest of the group, you see a rather stressed-looking Oz come through the doors towards the Engen room.
It didn't get you too, did it?
No, something else.
Wait.
Wait, was it another trap?
No,
Where's Zimmy?
Look,
Yeah, where's the small tall one?
Look, there's a suit of armor that picked him up. There's someone else up in the room upstairs. There's no trap, but we need to gather and help. But
Sorry, Oz, you're literally babbling.
just
What?
fucking follow me.
Oz, we can't leave the Engen.
I leave the Engen.
It'll be fine. We need to help Zimmy.
Oz, we had a job to do.
Fuck the job. Follow me. I'm gonna start walking back.
Okay.
I follow.
I look at the Angan and I go, I'll be back. And go after them.
All right. Adrastus, what are you doing?
I think I'm gonna stay.
All right.
Just because I think I'm gonna stay. It's gonna be really suspicious if we all just disappear at the same time.
You stay and
if we lose to the
guard
suit
the
of armor
Angan.
by 1 hit point, I swear to God.
I love how you think so lowly of this character that he would only
Wait,
do one.
we
hit
don't
point
have
the entire
armor.
battle.
Shit. I just realized we don't have our
Well,
stuff.
look, just it's just we'll be fine. Just
Fisticuffs.
we'll be
Am I the only character that didn't need armor?
Oh, you jerk.
I have a
We have
dagger.
We have a sorcerer and a rogue with a dagger. Like, you'll be fine.
And an angry barbarian. Maybe it can be okay.
I don't know if splitting the party's good.
Yeah,
It's always good.
fine.
Scott's made his decision. He's staying.
Jerk.
Fuck him. All right. So, everyone else, well, what are you doing? Are you hurrying up the staircase? I will say you're for the sake of brevity, you are very easily able to make your way back to the staircase without really drawing too much attention. People are going in and out of corridors all the time, so.
let me go in the back. Let me go in the back.
I hasten my way up the stairs,
All right. So
scowling at the door handle as I walk through.
All right, we'll say that you guys walk into the room. Feel free to place yourself on the combat map. It's not a fight, guys. I gave it away. You guys are welcome to play
Liar.
The regular neutral map.
Yeah, the normal room map that we have for every room that you guys go in. Remember that? Feel free to place yourself on the map near the entrance. You can sort of move in a little bit and place yourself in marching order if you'd
There
like.
we go.
Zimmy, are you okay?
Upon this repeat intrusion, the large animated suit of armor clangs its axe up to its shoulder and drops one knee to face you as you notice 2 blades fly up off the table and begin to glow with the same strange blue ethereal glow. And I'd like you all to roll initiative, please.
I don't want to.
Well, John's taking no actions.
Yeah.
I'll add you all turns.
Damn it.
As we
There's actually a hidden me behind the map that I realize is now under the map.
let's blast that battle music. Oh,
Oh.
Ah,
it's a classic. It's one of my favorites.
yeah.
All right. I think I've
I'm
added you all
really
the turn.
sorry if someone dies. By the way.
No, you're not.
Although I will say,
don't worry. Our healer will just stay home. It's fine.
to people involved, please remember you are please remember what equipment you are without. So, Nyx, don't have a sword,
Everything.
etc. Yeah.
No sword, no nothing. I have fists.
You do have fists. All right.
The swords have initiative. Oh dear God.
Yeah, they do.
This is fun.
Loren
Just
knows
saying.
so much more about this than everyone else.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good initiative as well. That's a good
Ruh-roh.
initiative as well. Would you
Oh
look
God.
at that?
Ah. Oh, we're so screwed.
It may not matter.
All right. So, these swords float up lazily off the table, glowing with a faint blue aura. And this rather unhappy-looking suit of armor seems to angle towards you at first, Derek.
Of course
However-
it does.
First, the the furthest sword on the table rises up into the air, and it is going to point first towards you, Derek, straight as an arrow.
Oh boy.
And you feel almost a rush of cool air as the sword begins to hum slightly. That's going to end its turn. Derek, you're up.
I don't like it.
It's charging the laser beam cannon.
I'm
shit, not
just
this again.
Going to kind of cower behind some bookshelves if I can, because I don't want to engage.
All right.
And,
Would you,
I'm going to take the hide action if I can.
have you heard the phrase "hiding in plain sight"? John?
I'm behind a bookshelf. Come on.
Okay. You take the hide action for what it's worth.
Neat.
All right. The second sword on the table is going to fly, spinning vertically through the air, and land in front of you, Nyx, floating about 3 or 4 feet off the ground. It's going to make a slash at you.
I
And that
will.
first slash is a 19 to hit.
Ooh, that hits.
All right, and you take 8 points of slashing damage as it comes around for a backswing, and that's only a 7 to hit. I can't imagine that hits.
No.
All right, and it's going to remain there floating in front of you. Aaron, you're up.
All right, I'm going to take a peek around. I'm going to look at the big suit of armor, and I'm going to cast a 3rd level Shatter
All right,
in that vicinity.
emanating on the. I think that will only hit the armor.
Yeah,
where it is.
it'll only hit it. Unfortunately, it's not a very big radius.
So that needs a save from me, right? What save is
yeah,
it?
Constitution, and you have disadvantage because you were.
It is a big suit of inorganic material. That's true. The first one's a 10. The second one's a 6. So
All right,
yes. Roll your damage.
so that's 4d8.
Is it 3d8 or 4d8?
I did it 2nd level, so
Oh,
it's an
cool.
extra
Yeah,
D8.
of course. Sweet.
So.
I feel like I should be like bouncing back and
This
forth
is
in
some
my stance.
whopping music, though.
Oh yeah. This is the battle music today. In case you haven't played it, this comes from Final Fantasy IX, one of the greatest games ever made. This is the boss battle theme.
Nice.
That's 16 damage.
Okay. So you hear this, what can only be described as not even an explosion, it's like the air itself around you rips itself apart with this thunderous rapture, and you notice cracks immediately burst out along a whole arm of this huge animated construct, and it does appear as though it's taken a significant amount of damage from Aaron's spell. And
also, yeah, I was gonna say, it also makes a huge ass noise.
well, yes, I would say at this point, Adrastus, you hear an audible boom coming from the direction of the Great Hall.
Oh dear God.
And at this, people around you begin to pour out of the exits, running full pelt to get out.
I start walking very like you know the kind of movie scenes where someone's trying to walk through people. It's like just trying to make my way without seeming
Tell me,
to run.
Adrastus, have you been to Jaskier's office before?
No, but I saw
No.
them going up the stairway
Okay, all right,
earlier on.
cool. So yeah, you're gonna make your way there. We'll say that
Yep.
you are a fair distance away because you are 2 rooms away. We'll say that
Yep.
you're at least another round of combat. You'll enter 1 round of combat from the next. So 2
Okay,
rounds.
that's fine.
All right. Aaron, anything else?
No, I think I'm just gonna duck back behind this bookcase and end my
Alright.
turn there.
You're up. Who's up?
Do
Zimmy,
I
you're up.
see any weapons that aren't animated on the ground?
Yes.
Or around the vicinity?
There are several weapons scattered around. They tend to be on tabletops or... So I will say what you're seeing on the map is actually fairly accurate to the contents of this room.
Okay.
There are some weapons laying by the side of where you were. They look fairly regular, sort of inlaid with silver and other strange elements that you're not quite sure what they are, but you could certainly make a dash for a weapon, I would say. But ignoring the ones in the corner behind you, they aren't there. The nearest weapon, I'll ping it on your map, would be by the table there.
Okay. So I will move over there.
That would be through burning braziers. You would have to go around. You will take an attack of
those are on
opportunity.
fire. Oh.
Yeah. So this,
Yeah, that's-
remember, this sword is the one that is sort of humming slightly at the moment.
Okay.
Maybe it's distracted.
And yellow. I'll try and get past it.
You do not take an attack of opportunity, as the
Cool.
sword
I
is
will-
currently
I'm gonna
preoccupied.
die.
How would you categorize the sword at my feet here?
It looks like a very sort of ornate isn't the word, perhaps embellished style of short sword.
That's the word.
Almost like a leaf-bladed short sword.
I'm gonna go ahead and pick up this short sword,
Mhm.
and move back here, and attack.
All right, you're gonna take a swing at the sword in the air.
Yes. Let's see. There's so much nonsense. So because of it's my first turn, I get an additional attack from my Dread Ambusher. So that I have three total attacks. I will roll all of
All right.
them at once.
Off them.
Oh, that one's garbage. That one's also garbage. And that one is probably garbage. Short sword. So we have a 13,
Doesn't hit.
a nat 1,
It definitely doesn't hit.
and a 17.
17 hits.
Cool. So that 17 unfortunately isn't that one. So I get to do 1d6. +4. All right. Woo! I do 6 total damage.
All right, so you managed to get an overhand swing with this short sword, but out of the flurry of your attacks, you're unused to its weight, and it's a little bit unfamiliar to you. So the first two kind of glance off the guard of this sword, but the other one, you get a good swing in, and it seems to take a chip out of the metal of the blade. It's a fairly solid hit, but the sword just kind of drifts back up to the point it was focusing on and continues humming.
That is going to be it.
All right. So, the animated suit of armor is going to stomp towards the majority of the party, and
Like,
Oz, it's gonna swing its great axe
Why
down at
me?
you.
I haven't done anything. I'm just hanging out.
Has John been through enough abuse?
The first,
I'm hiding. Shh, don't worry.
the first one is a 22 to hit.
It's
All right,
Oh god.
and you take, you take 10 points of slashing damage. And
okay.
it is going to slam its axe down once again as the first one cleaves through some of your lovely tuxedo, and the second one is going to be an unnatural 20 to hit.
Yeah, that also hits.
And that is for, once again, that is 11 points of slashing damage, as this time it catches you much more solidly in the chest and you stagger back under the weight of this blow.
All right.
And the animated armor is going to heave its axe back up onto its shoulder and remain there inanimate in its fighting stance once again. Oz, you're up. Would you like to move away?
Yeah, I'm going to Misty Step, actually.
Ooh, beautiful.
With my bonus action. So I'll literally go onto the opposite side of the room. So I'll just appear over
So
here.
you're going over to this table full of regents, and so the animated armor counterspells you. No, it doesn't. All right. You Misty Step over, and you convalesce once again back in front of this sort of like enchantment table. Anything?
Oh God! Yes, I'm gonna cast Chromatic Orb, but I'm going to use Twin Spell to hit both of the flying swords, or at least
very nice.
attempt to. So I'll do my first attack on the one closest to me. So that's 24.
That certainly hits. Yeah.
Okay. Let me do the damage for that one. Well, sorry, it's been so long since we played. I don't have all my dice ready.
I know.
Sorry.
I have way more notes than usual because I'm like, how do things work? Yeah.
How does one read?
Well, that's the greatest challenge of all.
Okay, so it's 15 points of fire damage. I'm going for fire on the Chromatic Orb.
So,
And
15 points, did you say?
yeah, that's on the first one, and then do you want me to do my second attack right now?
So the first one hits, and you just see fire course along the edge of this blade, and you actually notice afterwards that elements of this like hide and leather handle wrapping it had on it remain on fire afterwards. But it's looking
No good, it's a flaming sword now.
Well, he said it was cold, so I thought fire. Alright, so it's another 18, well 24. So that's
that certainly hits. So this
that's
is the one next to Nyx, right?
Yeah, the one next to Nick. So that's 14 points of fire damage.
Okay, once again, you just envelop this sword in flames, and yep, you've certainly done some damage to it there.
That showed it. Wow.
They do not react, being swords. You're an
That is
inanimate
what-
fucking object.
that
Anything
ends my turn.
Oh, 0.
Me, yeah. I want to start raging.
Oh, Nyx, sorry.
Yay.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm going to rage. Rawr. And I have nothing on me but my bare fists.
That is
So. Okay, I have a question.
Yes, you can.
What is grab? Is grab an action or a bonus action? Can I attempt to grab the flaming sword? See, I was going to grab it
Yes.
before it was flaming, but I'd like to try this.
Its
Can
handle
I-
is on fire. I will
handle is on
absolutely
fire.
allow you to grab it
I
and make
love
an
it.
attack as an action.
I would like to try and grab the sword and
Okay,
then hit the
so-
guy with it.
Because it is under its own jurisdiction, it will be a strength check to see if you can apprehend this sword.
Okay.
So make me a,
Jurisdiction, apprehend.
make me a, maybe a contested strength check on this. All right. Oh, okay. Right. Roll anything that's not a disaster and you'll get it. Trust me.
You get an advantage because you're raging.
I do?
That's true. Yeah.
Oh.
You're raging.
All right, because the first one was crap. That was a 9.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say, don't worry. I rolled a 2.
Oh.
So
Okay. Cool.
Yeah,
then
I rolled a
the
2,
next
so-
one was a 21.
you managed to grab this sword. You do notice at the last second it almost begins to try and dodge out the way like it realizes what you're doing, but you get a firm grip on this sword. It is burning the handle, so you are going to take some fire damage.
All right.
You take 2 points of fire damage, which is halved, I believe. Oh, no, sorry, you're not.
No.
Never mind.
No.
You take 2 points of fire damage, and you have action with this sword. I will say only for this turn. Due to the burning nature of the handle, you won't be able to keep hold of it for long. But you can make an attack against the armor if you want.
I'm gonna attack the armor guy.
Okay. So it is a longsword for the sake of attacking with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do I roll then?
So you are proficient to hit with it. So your hit roll will be the same, and then it'll be 1d8 plus your strength as damage plus your proficiency.
1d8. That's a d8. Yep. All right. So hit. That is a 17 to hit.
That certainly hits. Oh wait, actually no, it doesn't. Sorry, you're attacking the armor. No, it doesn't. Nope.
Shit.
Sorry. Yeah, I thought you were attacking the sword for a second.
So is this my extra attack or my first attack?
You also grab the sword, so you're only getting one attack with it, I'm afraid.
Okay. All right. Damn it. Then I guess
would have
I
been so
You
cool.
relinquish hold of the burning sword. It was still a pretty heroic effort, I'll give you that. And you're welcome to try again as well.
It's hot. Don't touch the swords. They're on fire.
So you
I've lost my
relinquish
turn.
control of this burning sword, which it just kind of like almost calmly floats back up to in front of you. Still a little bit smoldering. Now, the turn of the gently humming sword. Now, Derek, you were standing where the second sword currently is, right?
I was standing in front of Nyx originally.
So it is still aiming there, and it's going to fire in a beam like this.
Oh boy.
So a beam of brilliant blue emanates from it, and Nyx, I'm going to need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, good.
Holy moly.
Ooh, that's actually a pretty good one. 20 unnatural.
Okay, so just let me roll the damage. 1 sec, sorry.
That hits? Oh, shit.
Yeah,
Well,
gonna be
yeah, it's
half.
going to half the damage, though.
Okay.
So you take 9 points of cold damage as this beam bursts past you. And it genuinely, if you feel almost frostbitten immediately across your arm as it scores across.
No, it's cold!
A bad time over there.
Nyx's bad day. Alright. That's going to be that sword's turn. Derek, you're up.
Going to skirt my way next to Nyx and unsheath the dagger that I have and take a stab with my dagger.
Stab.
Ha! Rolled a natural 1.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Doesn't hit, I'm afraid.
So I'm going to use a bonus action.
Do you not get an extra attack?
No, I only get 1 attack.
No, rogues only get
Oh,
one
yeah, I
attack.
call you a rogue, of course. Sorry, you get sneak attack instead.
I'm going to dash, and I'm gonna. Can I sneak through this little hole here?
Absolutely not. This is a chunky boy, the suit of armor.
Go between his legs.
Can I go between his legs?
You can try.
Can I do some type of acrobatic ability, or can I force my way like between?
I would say that I will say that because you are very dexterous, you could make it through that gap, but you would take an attack of opportunity in doing so. If you want to accept that trade-off, you can.
But I have fancy footwork.
So that's when you move away from something, right?
Yes, you're true. That's right. It just says during your turn, if you make a melee attack a creature, that creature cannot make an attack of opportunity
Oh,
against
fine.
you. For the
Yeah.
rest of your turn.
Skirt around then. Skirt around.
I
Be as
will
fancy
skirt.
as you want.
Yeah. So that's 20.
It's all John Gods. You know?
I'm looking for some type of secondary weapon, dagger, short sword, sitting on this table.
Okay, make me a perception check.
Perception. That's better. That's not that great though. That's an 8.
John, please.
I mean, it's better than a 1.
Okay.
Come on.
Having a quick glance at the table, a quick dumb glance at the table, you spot on the opposite side of the table a dagger kind of like
Here?
stuck into a letter, pinning it to the table. Yeah.
Goody. Okay. So that was 20, 30, 40. Oh, I can only go. No, I can go 60. I'll go here, and if I'm allowed,
Yep,
because
you
I know I've already
can
attacked
grab
and all
it,
that jazz, I'd like to pick up the dagger, please.
Yep, you can pick up the dagger.
Awesome.
Yank it
I
out of the
will-
letter that was stuck into.
I will end my turn there.
All right.
Eric, help us! We're dying here.
I need a weapon. Just hold on.
The longsword next to you, Nyx, is just going to swing at you once again.
No.
Attacks now. The first is an 11 to hit. I can't imagine that hits.
Nope.
And the next is a 21.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, so you take 8 points of slashing damage, halved because you're barbaric.
Just realized we all just left Nyx over there.
And that's the
What
end
the hell? Someone bring me a freaking sword! Not this one, because it's on fire!
That's the end of that sword's turn. Aaron, you're up.
All right, I'm gonna try something.
Oh dear.
All right, so I'm gonna come around the corner here. I can see the sword and the big suit of armor guy.
Yes.
I'm going to cast Dispel Magic on the flying sword,
Okay. You,
trying to basically nullify the spell that's keeping it alive.
do you have to do anything for that, or is it simply a
So I have to make a ability check, and the DC is equal to 10 plus the spell's level. So
cast?
whatever
Okay, alright, cool. Yeah,
level
yeah.
spell it is.
That's awesome. Yeah, okay, make a check then.
So that is a 14.
Okay. You see this sort of like almost like purple haze emanate from Aaron's hands around the floating sword. And after a second or two, it clatters to the ground.
Ooh. Thank you! Someone useful!
Wow.
All right. And
It can have the
As
big
my-
X of I'm not magic anymore.
and as my bonus, can I cast a bonus spell if I cast a spell? No, right?
If it's a bonus action spell, yeah.
Because I was gonna cast Healing Word on Nyx as well.
Yep, sure.
I believe bonus
Yeah.
action spells can only be cast with cantrips.
That's correct. Yeah, that's actually
Okay.
correct. Yeah.
Okay, so
I'm
instead,
fine for now. Thank you, though.
Okay, well instead I will give Nyx some bardic inspiration. I'll be
Ooh.
like,
Are you singing at me?
no, I'm just gonna be like, I got your back.
Okay.
It's the inspiration of ingenuity.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
I stopped the sword. That's pretty inspiring.
That is
Oh.
inspiring.
That anti-magic susceptibility. There we go.
So you get an extra D8
For what?
Alright.
for
That you can
depending
add
on
to a roll.
Oh,
You can add to a roll.
Basically anything.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a
Cool.
banked D8 you can add to a roll. Now, so there is a rule on this. You can add it to the roll after you find out what you rolled, but not whether you find out whether it was a success or a failure.
Okay.
So you have to say, I rolled a 12, but I want to use the D8. If I go, that's a fail, you can't then use the D8 to try and change it into a success.
Okay.
Cool. Bardic
All
inspiration.
right, and that's my turn.
All right. Zimmy, you're up.
What do you mean now someone's useful? I am the tallest! And I'm gonna try and hit this sword.
All right.
Are you for oh, okay, good. I thought it was a 1, it was 11. No, that was 11 before mods.
It'll be close.
Hard, an 18 and a
hits.
20
Both of those hit.
something. All right. With one of those, I'm going to invoke the Fury of the Tall because I assume this sword is smaller than I am.
It is, yes. And yes, Zimmy does have Fury of the Tall, by the way, which is our version of Fury of the
Oh
Small,
my
which is the
God,
goblin
that's
ability.
awesome.
That is awesome.
That is a house-ruled Fury that we have for Zimmy.
Oh.
Nice.
Okay, so that is d6 plus a d6. Oh, that's not bad. 16 plus 5, 21 total damage.
Yep, you see Zimmy yelling kind of indecipherably about being tall, you assume, just hacking this sword out the air, and eventually the blade just shatters into a million pieces, and the smoldering handle clangs to the floor. And the
Wow.
swords, they gone.
I'm gonna turn to Nyx and be like, I'm useful too.
Do you want to get this guy next?
No one respects me or my magic or my abilities.
For your height.
Anything else, Zimmy?
No, that's it.
All right. The animated suit of armor. Let's have a look. Oh,
When
Is
does
it taller than me?
it's 7 feet tall. How tall are you?
Yeah,
Are you in the turn?
Uh,
I
how tall am I?
think I'm coming in next round.
Yeah, Drastus, you will come in after Nyx's turn.
Yeah.
I think I'm
So you can put
7
yourself on the map and I'll add you a turn.
Okay.
I wasn't sure who was the last person.
All right.
I have no idea.
Don't know if you're taller than... All right. Anyway, the animated suit of armor is going to wheel around, hearing the sword shatter, and stomp its way towards you, Aaron, where it's going to take a swing with its great axe. The first one is a
Wait.
19 to hit.
Don't I get an attack of opportunity on him?
Yes, you do.
I would like to do that.
Punch him
Please.
to death.
Go for it.
Wait, how does that work again? I just have to roll to try and hit him?
It's an attack, yep.
Okay.
You don't get your extra attacks, but it's an
Oh,
attack.
son of a bitch. Oh, no, wait, that's 19. No, 20, yeah, just 19.
19 hits, so yeah.
Yeah, okay. What do I hit him
What's
with?
this damage?
It's your strength score, I think, right?
Yeah?
Just
6?
whatever that is.
It's isn't unarmed strike just 1? Isn't the strength score if you're a
it's
monk or
one-
something?
I think it's 1 plus your strength, right?
Okay, I
So
thought that was
7?
if you had a thing. But yeah, sure.
So I'm just going to punch him in the butt as he walks away.
Alright. You managed to leave a sizable dent in the arse plate of this suit of armor. That's the technical term. Look it up.
I'm not done with you!
Alright.
Like my shiny metal ass.
So the first swing against you, I've lost I believe it was a 21 though. It was high, I know that.
I think it was a 19.
No, it was a 19, it was 19, you're right. I have 2
can
dice here and I
I-
was like, I don't know which one it was.
May I use reaction?
Shield?
No, I was gonna use cutting words. Use a bardic inspiration and use a cutting words.
Now,
Ooh, she's
cutting
lowering her
words.
numbers.
Can you read me the text on cutting words?
Although, it's immune if it can't hear you, or if it's immune to being charmed. I suppose it might be, eh?
It
Doesn't
is
have
immune
numbers.
to being charmed, I'm afraid.
Okay, then never mind.
Okay, so
Take the hit.
you use some incredibly colourful maritime language at it, but doesn't seem to have any effect. So that is...
That's gonna bop me.
yeah, it is. That's 15 points of slashing damage.
Ooh.
As it
Ow.
Ow.
slams in with its second attack for this time it is a 21.
Oh, nice.
And that is a... Wow, again, that is 13 points of slashing damage. This guy's good at rolling. 5s and 4s.
Oh.
Now, Chihuahua.
Alright,
that is
cool,
going
that
to
felt
be
good.
the end of his turn, however. Oz, you're up.
All right, I'm going to cast Magic Missile at level 2.
Okie dokie.
So it just hits, so I'll just roll the damage.
It does.
Yeah, so you just bear with me.
That is actually the noise that comes out of his magic missiles.
It is. That's true.
It's 12.
12 points of damage.
force.
All right. You see cracks open up once again in the armor of this thing. It's looking definitely damaged now. Like, you can see it's got a significant amount of impacts on the armor itself, but it's still standing.
Oh,
Completely
come on, just give
unreactive
up!
to your hits. All right, anything else?
I'll just move a little bit closer to Derek and end my turn.
Okie dokie.
Right. The sword,
Next.
it's still intact, right?
That is correct.
Can I pick it up?
You can.
I'm going to pick it up, and I'm going to move here, and I'm going to try and stab this guy.
Okay, bear in mind that's now a normal attack, so you get your extra attacks and stuff. It's just with a longsword.
Sweet. What is the longsword's attack
1d8.
plus 6 still?
It's-
1d8.
Yeah, you're
Oh,
proficient with it, so it's
It's the same thing.
The
It's the
same
damage
stuff,
is
yeah.
gonna be different.
Oh, okay, cool. All right. That is... Ooh, that should hit. 24.
that hits.
Yep. And then... 1d8.
Little long sword is 1d8.
Ah.
Yeah, it is.
1... Is it plus slashing too?
It's plus your normal damage modifiers.
Okay.
Yeah. You're proficient.
All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7.
Okay. You get your extra attacks, remember?
Yeah.
So your first one, you rend a huge tear in the back of the armor.
Second attack is... I don't think this hits. 10?
No, that does not hit, I'm afraid.
No. So then that is me done.
All right, Adrastus, you've made your entry. What would you like to do?
If he gets the win here, I'm gonna shout at him.
They are
It's
just
gonna happen. Watch.
like, Nix, what's happening?
Hit the thing! Speak later!
Okay. I'll just run and turn into a direwolf mid-run.
Is the direwolf's form large?
It is.
Okay, you might not have space to get in around it as a warning.
Ooh. Do I have anything that's a medium? I think all the CR1 things
Just
are.
punch him.
Become a mosquito and go in the armor and irritate the crap out of whatever's in there.
Yeah, do the Ant-Man Thanos strat to the armor.
Operation Thanos. Okay, in that case, I will cast Thorn Whip
Okay.
and see if that works, but I will cast it at level. Wait, spell damage increases by 1d6 when you reach 5th.
It's a cantrip, you can't.
Yeah, so I'll just cast Thorn Whip and see if that works.
Okay.
So make a melee spell attack against the target. So that is a.
You have to be in melee range to do that. Right.
It's got a range of 30 feet.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
It's a long whip.
That's a
Holy
long
crap.
whip.
Yeah, it's a bit.
Hard
So
time.
you create a long. Yeah. So I got a 18 to hit.
Okay, that does not hit, I'm afraid.
Ooh.
Wow.
As your whip bounces off the armor.
Okay. If I turn into a direwolf here, would I have enough space to do anything? Like, would I have enough to be able to survey where I would have space?
I mean, you would assume that around it currently there's not space to get into fight.
Okay.
Unless you want to climb up on the table and take a leap at him.
Yeah.
I'll turn into a direwolf and climb up on the table.
All right.
I think.
Sure thing.
So I will give myself the ninja of
The
being a
ninja
direwolf.
of Darwolf.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
And move on to the table here.
So a large wolf pounces up onto the table, which you recognize as Adrastus.
Jesus!
Yep.
Derek.
And
Oh,
It's okay. It's a good boy.
Derek, your turn.
It's amazing that you say you're gonna jump up on the table, because I'm gonna jump up on the table.
Nice.
Oh my god.
Fwa!
Stop
Say what?
grounding! I can't see it anymore!
That's true. And I'm gonna dual wield attack this boy with 2 daggers. Fwa! That is a 21.
That
and
hits.
23.
Both of those
I
hit. Nice rolls.
Sweet.
Nice.
So that's this. Oh no, those are D4s. I'm not gonna cheat. So 2, 5, 9, 10, 16, 20 damage. If
Alright.
it can be sneak attacked, which I assume it can.
You can. You punch both of your daggers straight into the chest of this thing, and as you pull them out, almost like a puff of smoke, the blue energy inside this thing just dissipates out the wounds, and the armor clangs to the floor. And it is very much so truly inanimate now.
That was dramatic. What just happened?
I say we leave really quickly. Just,
Oh,
we
wait,
should just
before
take
we-
a bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
We take a
grab-
bunch of stuff and leave.
Yeah, just
Just
grab.
everyone grabs some
Get all
handfuls.
the books and papers off the desk. Anything that looks important. Can we just do a survey of the
What
room,
is
Connor,
wrong
and just
with you guys?
look for
Who
whatever?
are you?
Boom.
We ain't got
Hi.
time to
Who are
explain.
you?
If
We
you
really
are
don't have
really
time.
trying to grab and run, Oz, you're gonna have to specify what you're trying to do here.
Well, I think what we want to do is essentially just scoop everything on the table into like a sack or something
mean,
like that.
You don't really have bags with you, but I will say
Are there
that
bags in here?
there are sort of like regent sacks and stuff that you could probably use. If
Yeah.
you do want to just bundle everything on that central table into a bag, you can.
I think we want. I think what we want to do, and correct me if I'm wrong, everyone, but we want to look for anything that looks important: sealed letters, books, notes, any sort of glowing gems, weapon, just anything that we.
I just kind of want the axe. I'm not gonna lie.
Just any.
The axe that the animated armor was wielding.
No, the one on the table at the back. If that's
Oh,
actually
that is
there.
the one that the animated armor was wielding. Sorry.
Oh, I would like to take that.
Go ahead. It's a
Yeah,
very
take it.
large
I just like the idea of her walking in with
Well, they're
nothing and walking out with
two-handed.
a
It's
giant
almost like
axe.
it's made of a material that you don't quite recognize. We would. It's not, but we would see it as kind of like bronze, like a bronzed copper with silver inlays on. It's a very beautiful weapon by all accounts.
I'm taking that.
We're making a lot of enemies.
I was gonna say, are we gonna be able to walk out of here? Like, I
Well,
think we
they-
just made a lot of noise.
While they
No
freak
reason
out,
to grab this stuff. Stop talking and help.
Wait, wait. If we leave down those stairs, we are so screwed.
Are there any
Everyone
windows
knows
in this room?
while they freak out, can I look around for something that I might be looking for?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yes, you
look
can,
at
Aaron.
Aaron and follow Aaron as a human.
Maybe there's a way
Aaron,
out of here.
you-
Come on.
Aaron, you see what it is that you have in mind amidst the papers and on the desk, and you're very easily able to just pick it out if you'd like.
I pocket it. Like I'm not paying attention to what they're doing. I'm just kind of looking
when
for
she-
stuff.
When she pockets it,
Well,
I'll
make
like,
a
grab her arm.
well. Okay. Are you trying to pocket it subtly?
Not overly. I'm not paying attention to what they're doing. So
Okay.
I'm just kind of
Make a
looking
perception
around and, like,
check. Addresses.
Okay, that is. Ooh, what's my perception? Hold on. Perception. That's 14.
You notice that obviously everybody's rummaging around and stuff, and recovering from the fight. You do see that Aaron is taking specific interest in the things on the desk, but you're not quite certain exactly what she's doing.
Hi, who are you?
I could ask you the same thing.
What are you looking for?
I mean, I'm looking for things of what Jaskier is up to. I don't know what you guys are looking for or making a ruckus about, but
I think our goals align. So if we could expedite the chat and work together, that'd be quite good.
You're really good at diplomacy. Has everybody ever told you that?
Yeah. Right. So should we get some stuff and have a chat?
I mean, I would look around, see if you can find anything of note in the papers. Jaskier is not going to be keeping any of his very valuable stuff here, but we can get some intel on maybe what he's up to.
Right. Has anyone got anything of interest?
I don't know. I'm just stuffing everything in.
So the rest of the papers are currently being cleaned into a large sack by an enthusiastic Oz and Derek.
Do they always do this?
Oh yes.
Only when panicked and fearing for their lives.
Nix.
Yes,
I don't think you can take the axe.
but it's pretty.
We have to leave the same
No,
way we
no,
came
no,
in.
I leave the same way. What
How
are you
can we-
talking about?
How can we get out? Has anyone seen a proper exit we can use?
I'm
we
going to
walk
knock
down
over the
stairs,
brazier.
walk out the front door.
Oh my god. Yes.
No. See, Justin, the last time we set a house
Zimmy.
on fire, my character died.
Silence with you, Derek. Zimmy, I'm just gonna. Consider me a dialogue box in an RPG. Are you sure you'd like to take this action? Yes or no? I'm not giving any opinion either way. I'm simply asking, are you sure you'd like to do that?
I think that we shall leave, and I'm like threatening everybody. I'm like, we need to leave. I will knock this shit over.
Have we scooped up everything of value, Connor?
Well, you don't know what's valuable and what's not
Just
in here.
any piece of paper.
Okay,
book
yes.
on the
The sort of the assorted papers and books on the table, yes, you have.
I have
stuffed
taken the
into your
sword.
bag. Aaron, minus the what you pocketed. Next,
The
you
sword or the axe?
you picked up the axe or the
The
sword?
axe, yes, the axe. Sorry.
Okay, so you're now carrying. I mean, you can't hide that fucker. It's huge. You're now carrying like a 5.5 foot long great axe, which is a very, very, very obviously well made weapon.
I would like to take one
Respect.
random book off the shelves as I leave.
All right, you grab a book.
One last thing, actually. You gave your weapons to someone, didn't you? When we arrived. Now, I didn't have anything. But I don't
I
know
kept
if
my
any of
stuff
them
at home.
Did you all? I can't remember.
Yeah,
Some of us
took
have
them-
our weapons.
They gave it to a steward, and they were taken to a cloakroom, which
Yeah.
Derek is where you met Jaskier, if you remember.
If they have sentimental value for you, you might want to get them back, or we'll probably not be coming back because Zimmy looks like he's about to burn the whole place to the ground.
I spent a lot of money. I need that stuff back. All right.
Why don't you go claim them for the group, and the rest of us will just make a dash for the exit.
All right. I will leave, I guess.
All right, so
I'm gonna like, as everyone's moving down, wait a bit behind, so I'm not with everyone at the. So I'm not like seen with Nix, basically.
okay.
Do you want me
so-
to leave the sword? Come on. I mean, the axe.
I'm taking the sword. that I was using.
I'm taking the axe.
Eating out of here.
Derek, are you
yeah.
going first? Or are
He's
you going
already
ahead?
gonna know we're
Yeah,
here.
I'm going to get
All
my
right, so
stuff.
we'll go to Derek. Derek, when you reach the base of the stairwell, you see that the Great Hall in front of you is absolutely deserted. There isn't a soul except for the familiar figure
Come on, man.
of Erasmus, who
Oh.
sits picking away at the remnants of what appears to be a delicious turkey dinner and just gently puffing on his pipe as he doesn't even glance up from his food as you storm down the staircase.
I pay him no mind and run by to the coat check.
All right, yeah, you run out the front, and again, it's like a stampede has passed through here. There is, far more vases smashed than the one that you did in your shame and fury earlier. There are many sort of just like furniture and instruments smashed all over the place. It's clear that people left here in a hurry, and
Is
you're
there
able to get to the
anything-
cloakroom without problem, and your gear is still there. You're pleased to
good.
see.
That's good. Is there anything in the cloakroom that's still standing?
I mean, there's like.
I'd
Coat
like to
racks?
knock over a coat rack.
All right, so you take your gear off of one of these coat racks. Everyone else's is still on it, and you knock it over.
Yep.
So yep.
Then I'll try and pick up the rest of it. And like I'm trying to gather everyone's
Well, yeah,
stuff.
we'll
I
say
assume
that
that's
we'll say
quite
that
a bit of stuff.
Yeah, we'll say that you can gather everyone's stuff.
All right, and then I head out the door,
The front door.
the front door.
All right, you head out the front door onto the streets of Astria.
I was planning on going out the back.
Yeah,
When we came in.
same.
I need to get out of here.
Uh-oh.
You notice. Well, make me a perception check.
I'm even. Derek has no hindsight.
Shit. No foresight either, apparently.
Nope. I roll 14.
14. There are a couple of figures milling about in the distance down the road. However, if you wanted to head back to sort of like the central square where you came from, that is up the road, so it is the other direction. But you don't know who they are, but there's a couple of robed figures just milling about, seemingly watching the remnants of the scene outside.
Now, if I remember correctly, this building has like the grand hall, I'll call it, and then like the offshoot of
but like the back entrance and the exhibition hall.
Engine room. Is there a way to post myself so that I can see both doors?
Yes, you could actually. Yeah, if you just crossed the road and you sort of walked up a little bit, you'd be able to see the. You wouldn't be able to see the door to the engine, well, the exhibition hall where the engine was, but you'd be able to see the back entrance to the house, like the goods entrance, and you would also be able to see the front door if that. Sounds good.
I'd like to post up there and wait until I see.
You lean against a tree and look traditionally roguelike. It's very good.
Yes.
Well done. All right, to the rest of the party, what would you like to do?
I think we're just gonna. Well, I think we should just go out the way we came in. The side
entrance.
Let's go. Let's go.
I'm gonna walk around with the axe behind my back like this.
All right. So you all cannon down the staircase, and once again, the Great Hall.
Wait, can we just check? I just want to check with Justin. Zimmy, are you waiting to knock over the brazier?
Oh no, that
was a
my
threat.
point. My purpose was the reason I said I'm going to knock it over is to force people to leave.
Fair enough.
All right. So you guys cannon down the staircase, and as you reach the bottom of it, just like Derek did, you see the Great Hall completely empty, except for Erasmus sitting a few benches back, picking away at the remnants of what now appears to be several people's discarded dinners. And he's kind of amassed a few half-drunk cups of wine, and again, he's just puffing away on his pipe quite happily. But other than that, the Great Hall is empty, and the doors to the engine room are still open. However, the engine is nowhere to be seen, as well as any members of Sky College.
I've drawn a blank. Who's Erasmus again?
He is the old eccentric head of the Scholars Society. Yes.
Yeah,
the guy who knew everything about everything.
Yeah, he was the one that went to the talkie thing with dresses. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think I'd probably look at the side entrance and then walk up to Erasmus and be like, "Are you okay?"
And at this, he just takes a couple more puffs on his pipe and breathes out and sort of eyes a bit of turkey on his fork. He goes, "I'm quite all right, my dear Erasmus. How are you on this fine event?"
Fine is probably the word for it. Are you sure you don't want everyone else has left?
That's how I like my events. 200 half cups of wine and a few dozen turkey. Sounds like a perfect evening to me.
While he's doing that, I grab a glass of wine and I just start drinking. I'm like,
yeah, you must be hungry.
Okay, we need to go. I'll just like grab Aaron's arm and start walking out the side entrance.
He's like, "Oh,
it smells good.
Cheerio."
At least buy me dinner first.
Hey.
And as you're heading out, you do hear, just as you go. Would be nice if we saw each other again, wouldn't it? My office is always open. And he turns back to his dinner.
Just kind of nod and keep walking.
Quest accepted.
Who's that old coot?
I'll fill you in later. It's fine. Let's just go.
All right, so you guys make your way out the back entrance again. Not a soul to be seen out there. And you make your way back to the street where you see Derek leaning up against a tree and a couple of figures in the distance seemingly keeping an eye.
Trying to look cool, but has like 6 things on him.
Yeah, one of those pile of your belongings.
You are over encumbered.
Backpack on the back.
Yeah, Derek's moving at 20% move speed with all the stuff he's carrying.
I give all of each people.
Yeah, you will get your gear
their
back,
stuff.
we'll say.
My shiny. Thank you.
I think we should head back to the house first before we have a debrief.
Yeah, let's not be here, because, like, guards, maybe? I don't know. Why were there no guards? This is very weird. I don't like it. Let's go, please. Thank
Go
you.
ahead and cast disguise self.
What would you like to look like?
I would like to look like a relatively the most unremarkable person. Like you've heard of those people who are
Most
just like
average human.
bland as hell. Yeah. I'm just gonna
John
look
Brown.
like a bland elf.
Yeah, imagine me called John. How bland is that?
All right, you immediately look like John Johnnington the elf. A fairly unremarkable citizen at the best of times. What, are you guys going to head home, I take it?
Yeah. Should
Yeah,
we?
I think so.
I would like to make sure no one's following us.
All right, as you're
I think
walking
I'm getting
home.
pulled, so I think I'm going with him.
Yeah,
Yes.
sure. Make a perception check next.
What's that? Oh, natural 20. Hell yeah.
All right.
Plus whatever my modifier is.
That's
You-
24.
Doesn't
You
matter.
sort of keep an eye out behind you as you're making your way home, and you fairly astutely tell that there isn't anybody following you. But one thing you did notice is that as you started leaving, the other figures who were down the road left as well.
Okay. What color robes were they in?
You
Just
couldn't
dark?
see; they were pretty far away, and it's nighttime.
Okay. All right. Cool.
All right. So
Are we home?
how do we where are we gonna go to let this all blow over? Because whatever the hell just happened, there's gonna be consequences, and I don't want this to happen again if I could help it.
Oh, don't go touching doorknobs.
Yeah, I gotta wash my hands first.
Mm-hmm.
No one knows we're staying where we're staying, so I just think we go there.
No one followed us either. Are we back yet, or are we still? in
Yeah, you
transit?
guys. We'll say that you're
Yeah.
getting back to the house that you're borrowing from Brother Alex.
No one followed us. We're good. Just get inside.
I get inside.
All right, you guys are home. It is pretty late in the evening, like nighttime, thoroughly. Anything you'd like to do?
Is there like a is there like
Hi.
a seating area or like I think there's a living room or something like that.
Yeah, he
Is
has
there-
like a very traditional sort of dusty old professor's living room and very cozy home. Not the most lavish, but very comfortable.
Yeah, I gotta first say, who are you? What are you doing here? Why did you bring her with us? This is a witness. I'm
Yeah, why
confused
did
what we're
you?
doing.
She was looked like she was
Insurance.
grabbing things.
We were all grabbing.
We were grabbing
See
things.
us
I
just
think you
shoving
guys
stuff
grabbed a
in the
lot more things
bags.
than I did.
She said she was looking for information on what Jaskier was up to, and I'm pretty sure by definition so are we.
Can
Yeah.
we trust her? No
Well,
offense.
She was.
I mean, we could have just taken whatever she took and then just leave her there.
I mean, we could have done lots of things.
I'm right here, you know.
Yeah, we know.
We're not exactly covert, as you may have noticed. So just
No,
kind
you
of
guys
deal
are
with
pretty
whatever this is.
passive.
I mean,
Right.
I think it was you that made the big boom, eh?
Yeah.
Was that you?
Yes, that
She
was me.
blew shit up. There was like sparks and stuff, and then the thing fell down, and it's
Yeah, but you guys realize what you were fighting, right?
a suit of armor.
A trap.
Yes. Not just any suit of armor. Jaskier's suit of armors.
He's not that tall.
He has more than one of them.
It's not
What?
like-
Makes
wait.
them.
How?
What?
How many does he have?
I don't know
Would
exactly
you say
how
there's
many.
an army worth?
Listen, Jaskier doesn't employ guards because they're easily corruptible. What he does is he makes suits of armor because they're incorruptible. They're his.
How do
they're
you know that?
Because I've seen him make them. I've been trapped in his place for 2 days.
Why did you get? How did you get
Why
trapped?
were you trapped?
Who are you?
Yeah.
Who are you?
What's your name? Who actually are you?
All right. Listen. Everybody calm down. My name is Aaron Ironsong. I'm from Sky
Hi.
College.
Okay.
Okay.
I work
Whoa.
for Sally.
Oh, we like Sally.
Okay. And
So did
Sally
we.
was in-
We're
Yes.
probably fired now, though.
So you guys know Salu then?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And
So,
Sally
yes.
was investigating Jaskier.
Yes.
Why?
Oh.
I was her original agent.
Okay.
However, unfortunately, as we saw, Jaskier has big, tanky suits of armor that can unfortunately see through invisibility. And I got captured. So
Yeah,
Okay.
that
threw me-
happens.
he threw me in his office for a couple days and was going to deal with me, but got busy with the party. So unfortunately, that's kind of why I was there in the first place.
Wait, so no
Oh.
one tried to save you from Sky College?
I mean, they wouldn't even know where I was, so they wouldn't know that I was captured yet.
So what
Oh.
you're saying is you actually owe us because we came and saved you.
I think-
Inadvertently, though.
I don't think so.
We're kind of holding her captive.
Nice
at the
try,
moment,
though.
So.
Yeah.
What did you put in your pockets?
Why are you guys after Jaskier anyway? This motley crew. What the hell could you guys possibly want with
I honestly have no idea. I'm just following them around to make sure they don't do anything stupid.
Says the girl who's still
That's what
wearing a
Ziggy
Black
said.
Blades uniform.
By the way, speaking of
I was about to
Motley
take mine
Crue,
off.
can I have that pin back, Nix?
No, it's pretty.
Nix.
Get your own.
That is mine.
I'm going to take mine from Zuni if he doesn't.
I'm gonna give it back.
I was giving it to you.
I just
Thank you,
Everyone's
Nix.
so
Derek
rude to Zimmy.
rudely snatches it from Zimmy.
He's like, give me that.
You're all dirty racist to me. I'm.
Wow.
no, Zuni. I
Zimmy,
told
I
you
think I've
before.
been-
This is just really,
No
really
one-
important
No
to
one
me.
respects
Zimmy, I think I've been civil to you, and you just can't remember my name. So
I think
Okay.
this
Names are
is
hard
worse
for
than
Zimmy when they
Jaskier's
start with
office.
an A.
Anyway, do you recognize Aaron? Do you recognize this? And I'll hold up the pin.
Of course, it's a Black Baits pin.
Yes, that's what we are, or at least 3 of us are.
Okay.
We're here on Black Blade's business, trying to literally stop the end of the world.
Of course.
So that's why diplomacy isn't really useful right now. So any
Not for you guys, no.
literally anything you can give, i.e., what's in your pockets, would be quite useful.
And if you don't
can-
give, we'll just arrest you and take it ourselves.
Derek! We're trying to make friends, Derek.
I know, but
You're not very
she's
good at it.
definitely withholding information
It's just-
that seems to be useful.
Aaron, I
Well,
promise
up
you.
until 2 seconds ago, I didn't know who you were. So yeah, pardon me for not just handing over my life freaking story to you.
Up until half an hour ago, you were going to be executed.
No, I wasn't.
By a giant suit of armor until we
You
came
know.
and saved you.
That suit of armor wasn't going to do anything to me. It was Jaskier that was going to take care of me.
Well, he was going to come
in
up
his
eventually.
observatory or something, whatever the
And
hell
he was
that
going to
is.
blackhand
So-
you
sorry,
all over. I
sorry,
guess.
sorry.
I
In
don't know.
in his what?
Jaskier, he mentioned something about adding me to his collection and bringing me to his observatory. I don't know what that
That's-
means.
It's not disturbing at all.
That sound. Oh.
Hmm.
Okay. What's in your pockets?
I don't know. I like reach out and I grab whatever it is I have. I don't even honestly know what it is
Right.
yet.
So
we-
it is a sealed letter. It's a folded up letter with a wax seal on it.
Mm-hmm. All right. Can I open it up and
Sure.
take a read?
Are you going to read it out? If you read it out, I'll just reveal it to everybody.
Yeah,
in the party.
I'll read it out because
All right.
otherwise
guys
I feel like I'll
should-
get persecuted.
You guys should see this. Can you see it?
Yes.
Hey, I'll read it myself for people listening. It says, Warden, I've collected a most troublesome mage of sorts from Sky College. Expect her arrival immediately once the small matter of hosting this ball is concluded. Typically, a young upstart snooping around would be dealt with above board by the disciplinary boards of the houses involved, but given her proximity to materials of a sensitive nature in our communication, I figured precaution was in order. Anyway, she's of no great significance and may be stored in a standard archival pattern crystal indefinitely. No need for enhanced security in this case. If Sky questions her disappearance, I'll assure them that I have no involvement. My apologies for the inconvenience. J. De Rees.
So you were going to be stuck in like a crazy jail crystal for the rest of your life? That sounds like we saved your life.
Would I know anything about a pattern like archival?
No,
pattern
that's
crystals?
no.
not.
That sounds like some spooky magic to you.
Yeah, that's spooky.
Well, listen, everyone. Don't we know a little bit of something about things being stored in crystals?
Oh
you know,
my god.
Remember?
Yeah, but do we really tell her? Like,
What,
I don't
what do you
think
mean
this is a good idea.
remembers?
It is the end of the world we're talking about, I suppose.
I mean, I would like to know what would have happened to me if that would be, good to know.
Is it the same thing?
Well,
I-
remember the young dragon thing on the boat? That was, its soul was in the crystal. There's the crystals with the things in them. The one that was in his chest, and
You all right there, lizard
yeah,
man?
I'm fine. I'm fine. Yeah. So I think we can see that there's a clear link between what we've uncovered before and Derice. Additionally, who is Warden? Is this local police force or something, or someone else?
Well, why don't we have a look at your assorted collection of goods, Oz?
Dump him out.
Yeah, I'll just upturn the sack and just scatter everything on the floor. And
Ugh.
So, for the most, are you gonna have like a rifle through it and see what?
yeah,
it
I
is?
think we'll.
Alright.
Yeah.
So you guys have a rifle through it. For the most part, it's sort of like very arcane tomes that make sense to none of you particularly, except Aaron. You can kind of glean some information off them, but they're mostly just reference textbooks, essentially, to very advanced enchantment methodologies. He was definitely trying to refine the process of maybe enhancing or embellishing these animated suits of armor and weapons that he's been toying with as seemingly his own sort of private guard. Most of it is to do with that. You don't find any more sort of named or signed shady correspondence. You find a
I'm gonna
couple of
shake
buy
all the
orders. He's been buying sort of like crates of swords from blacksmiths, presumably to fuel these experiments, and alchemical reagents and stuff, but generally speaking, there's nothing that really sort of casts an incriminating air about it.
It's unfortunate we don't have any more of those letters. I saw him post quite a few of them in the last couple days. It's unfortunate this is the only one that's left. Could have given us more clue to his sources.
Aaron, you obviously live in. Do you know who this warden that this letter would be addressed to is?
I don't think so. I don't think so, Connor.
No, you would have no idea.
No. Unfortunately, your guess is as good as mine.
I mean, we don't have to guess. Use your brains, peoples. You non-rep. Oh, you're a reptilian. I'm disappointed. Obviously, when you're saying warden and you're talking about like, these weird crystal prisons, I mean, it's just the warden of his jail. It's probably not a person that matters.
But we need to find out.
But
where
where's
this
the jail?
Is Zimmy?
Because it wouldn't just be, the jail in the middle of town, for example.
Yeah.
And what and who is he jailing?
I
You.
mean, like, we didn't
Well,
find anything
besides me.
incriminating.
Almost.
Unfortunately. Oh no.
Yeah, you there?
Do you guys think he's holding the mage man?
I was just
Most
thinking the same
likely.
thing. Yes, that's yes.
There we go.
Melva.
You put it all together.
Melver?
Yeah.
You guys are going after Melver?
We'll
Nice.
talk after all of them threw shade at me. I'm gonna cast silence.
Wow. Wow.
Wait, what does that do?
What does it
It
do?
literally makes us all quiet.
Are you
Okay.
casting it on everyone? Is that an AoE?
It's a zone, yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
it's a
20-foot
20-foot radius. So since like we're all kind of in that area
Things
by
form,
the
And
things fall
mute.
incredibly silent. It's almost as if the air around you gets heavy, but almost imperceptibly your gaze is drawn to an incredibly smug-looking Zimmy, who appears
Is
to be
there
the
a knife
only
nearby?
one vaguely audibly mumbling under his breath.
Is there a knife nearby?
I mean, there's a
And I'll-
kitchen where you are. sure.
I'll drop the silence.
The silence falls, and you feel the air sort of relax around
Whoa.
you once
Oh,
again.
What the hell? I'm gonna squish you, small man.
Oh,
I am the tallest.
So, Aaron, maybe you can enlighten me here. If you wanted to, and maybe you don't know, maybe you're not big enough sorcerer, whatever you are.
Is that a short joke?
Yes. My question is, when armor is created in that way,
Mhm.
do they have to actually enchant a set of armor, or is it just magical armor? Like, is it like made of nothing and then all of a sudden armor? Because I think we knew where that armor came from.
Oh. Usually I would assume it would be existing armor that they would then apply an enchantment to.
That's correct.
Cool.
Yeah.
Because we now seem to have known where the supply of armor was coming from. Assuming I'm making a leap of judgment, people can follow Adrastus and Oz.
And me.
certain Mr. Blackforge.
Mr. Blackforge, right?
Yeah.
He made them. And maybe Mr. 13, whoever he had, or 12. I'm going to say 12. 12,
12?
I remember the number now.
12.
Just wait till he meets
was-
13. He's even bigger.
Oh, shit. This might have been the way, like, I'm just speculating here. This is the connection, right? He makes the pieces, Mr. De Rees charges the pieces. Now, I understand Mr. 12 is a little different,
Yep.
but this might be a whole part of the whole scheme here.
Well, I think it might depend on if what was powering Mr. 12, the certain thing inside of him. It's probably different to the ones that power the regular ones.
100%. I agree with you. I just think like you have to have an army to protect the important people. So maybe 12's really important, so we had to build an army around him. Like, I don't know. I'm just trying to. I'm just
It's a very convenient thing to do for your enemies as well, if you can imprison them and then use them against your foes.
How about that?
Yeah.
Have I met this number 12?
Nope.
Nah.
Okay. Right,
We will-
gotcha.
I guess we did tell you everything, didn't we?
Yeah.
I think
you would have known about Conduit 12 and he's a big he's just a big metal
Oh,
dude,
right, yeah, okay. That
basically.
rings bells now.
Right. Okay. So, Aaron, you look suitably confused.
What
It's
gave
a-
that away?
It's your face.
Yeah. Thanks.
It's a very, very long story. Just suffice to say the least, our objective here is to attempt to free Melva.
Malver. You guys are looking to die, is what you're saying, right?
Well, we are Black Blades. That is our job.
To die? I didn't sign up
Well,
for that.
to
You
protect.
really did, Nix.
Ah, crap.
So
You're the
why-
one that's following us.
Melver
Why-
hasn't been heard of in years.
Technically not true.
Are we really just going to tell this lady everything?
End of the world, Derek.
All right. So should we just walk up to Mr. De Rees and start telling him
Well,
everything?
no, because he tried to kill you.
He's the bad guy.
Yeah, but all right. Good point. But what about every Joe Blow on the street? They could
Look,
help. Let's start telling everybody.
Listen. If I would have wanted to screw you over, I would have just left a long time ago. I'm here because I need to find out what Doris is up to. If why my goal coincides with your goal, then yes, I suppose we could maybe work together, and I may or may not find out a little more cool information, but there's nothing wrong with that. As long as we're on the same page.
Yeah.
Should we vote? Is that a thing we do?
Well, I mean, it'd be a bit awkward if someone voted no and then Aaron ends up staying. And then...
Yeah. It's,
I suppose.
I mean, I think we're all just pretty. I don't know.
I think
know
Derek's the
Aaron's
one
cool.
who's voicing a significant refusal.
I just, yeah.
I get it. I understand the concern. However, we are under a time constraint.
Wonders if we tell the cat. Can we tell the cat?
He's been trying to climb up my
Well,
leg for the last 5 minutes.
Apparently I am too. If he's planning on doing crap like this and imprisoning people, we can't just let that stand.
We don't need to tell Aaron everything about what the overarching threat
No,
is.
we don't.
I don't
No.
give a
Like
shit
that.
about
So-
all your world saving shit.
Let's
I
just-
just want to get a hand of what's going on with Doris.
So,
Well, I think-
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Fair?
Well,
He seems
so-
to be the magical power source for something very large, from what I can glean. And he seems to be using some type of crazy magic we really don't understand to encapture things, living things in general. That's the best overview I can give, unless others have more information they'd like to glean.
He just
No.
seems shady. I'd like to punch him.
He's kind of a dick.
Yeah.
Why was Sky College specifically interested in Doris?
I mean, we basically have stake in basically he's been getting too powerful basically lately. And we have a problem with that because when people get really powerful in Astria, things don't go very well. And recently he's gotten way too powerful and we need to find out why.
Like, how quickly has he become too powerful? Like, how quick has his rise been?
I don't know over the exact time period, Connor, but basically recently, I would say.
Yeah, Doris specifically, fairly recently. Kind of like last couple of decades. I mean, you are a gnome recently as a relative term.
Yeah.
That's just like yesterday for me.
We weren't even alive.
And the fact is, if he's raising an army of like iron robots to do his bidding, for no reason other than just having them, it kind of is a little bit weird. I mean, us in Sky College, yes, we build things and we make stuff, but we share it with each other. We don't just keep a private army to ourselves in our house. It's kind of
Yeah.
a little weird, a little sketchy.
Well, based on what De Rees is doing, you might want to start getting an army in your house.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if we can stop him at whatever he's doing first, then we might not have to get to that point.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, what is our next step?
I think we need to find out whoever this warden is. And there's only one person I've met with what seemed to be a totally and 100% encyclopedic knowledge tonight. And I think he's probably our next port of call, unless anyone else can think of anything.
I feel like we should probably talk with Sally. I mean, one, we found her compatriot. And two, we kind of didn't do our job.
We kind of ditched. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, at the point where we needed the most,
I was quite happy to do my job until I heard a large explosion.
I don't know. I feel like you should stay there.
I like to make a bed.
We could have stayed there. Yeah, I think you're right, Zooey.
Right. Okay. Whatever.
I think we should go see Sally and maybe the Engen, and then we can go and see Magister Alex.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that when the Engen is in Sky College's hands, let's just say that, because we left, so it could have gone into anyone's hands.
Yeah.
She's gonna kill you if they took it.
Shit.
What time? Like, should we
Let's
sleep
go to bed.
before?
Oh yeah, it's like super late at this point.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. First thing in the morning, we go to Sally, we grovel, say, "It's all right, we found your friend, yay!" And make sure the Engen's all right, of course.
All right. So as the party rests for the night, we'll take a short break there so people can get a drink and go loo and whatnot, and we'll be back shortly.
No, I'm still in the bathroom.
Just switch your mic off when you go, okay? No one wants to hear your tinkle.
All right. Speaking of Craig tinkling, hello everyone, and welcome back
Fine note.
to Black Blades. As we rejoin the party, we'll say that they are up and ready and convening once again in the morning now in Magister Alex's house in the living room, preparing to, I believe they were going to go and see Sally of Sky College.
Seems like a really weird question, but is Aaron still there?
Aaron, are you still there? You fucked off? You left?
No, I'm there.
I
Unfortunately,
realized we all just went to bed and we're like, yeah, I hope she stays around.
Hope she's not a double
Howdy,
agent.
stranger.
I'm still there.
all right.
Yeah, I guess
so,
we'll just make our way to
morning,
Sally's
Max.
workshop.
sure. And is there anything any of you would like to do in the morning before you head out?
So I would have last night like checked out the filigree short sword to see how
Mhm. Oh,
to
filigree,
see if
good
there's
work.
anything peculiar about it other than just being pretty.
Do you have like detecty, magic, identity, anything like that? Okay. So you get a good look at it. I won't make you roll because you kind of have a lot of time to pore over it. It's very, very beautifully made. I mean, it is definitely a masterwork. Short sword. English is hard. But yeah, generally speaking, it seems to be fairly authentically just a short sword. However, it is a very, very beautifully well-made short sword. It is a
Go ahead and
masterwork.
leave that inside
short
today,
Okay.
so that it's not super suspicious that a random poor-looking kobold is walking around with a
And
great sword.
similarly, Nyx, the two-hand axe that you took, is also
Yep.
a masterwork great axe.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Does that mean I shouldn't be swinging it?
No, that means
Save it for ornamental purposes.
no.
Roll a
It
parade.
does
Now, what does
Okay.
masterwork mean nowadays? +1?
not. So,
Is that it?
well, there's a few different things that you can do with masterwork. What I do for it is that it will deal damage to magical things like a magical weapon would, even though it does not have any magical properties.
Can I carry it with my other stuff, or?
I would say you probably have to pick one or the other.
Okay, I'll leave it inside for now. Keep
Okay,
my,
sure.
my greatsword.
Let's make our way to Sally.
Yes, let's.
All right, you guys make your way to the northwestern gate of Astria, and you head out into the sort of the sprawling foundry works of Sky College, and you find Sally at the central workshop where she was prior. Once again, just tinkering away on her own this time. The engine, Nyx, you are relieved to see, is suspended in the center of this workshop. As Sally herself pops up her goggles as she sees you all approaching and goes, looks like it's my delinquent workers.
Hi.
Hey.
Is it okay? Are you okay?
Oh, I'm fine, but I'm gonna be real. I've been looking forward to this.
No, we haven't. But I'm glad to see that's okay. Just putting
Yeah,
that out
that's
there.
fine. I got that out of there pretty quick.
So you're probably mad, but we found. What's your name again?
Aaron.
We found Aaron.
And then she grins over at you.
You had a really bright bunch there, Sally, just so you know.
And then she grins at you and goes, oh, don't worry. They were mostly just cover to watch the engine so I could go and snoop around Jaskier's stuff. It's fine.
But we were snooping.
Yeah, I know.
I
I
mean,
just thought I'd let you do
No,
your own
you were
snooping.
not snooping.
Guarding. We were guarding.
Yeah, that's
I
fine.
mean, we guarded the engine for like 95% of the night.
I mean, I hired you at first because I thought you wanted the work, and then you told me that, you know, there are other things going on, and I thought, they might find something, and they seem to like telling everyone what they're up to, so, you know, likelihood
Yeah,
is
they
you'd
did
share the
that. They did
information
that
with
to
me.
me. Yeah, we do like doing that, don't we, Erasmus?
In
We're not-
our defense, Nyx did throw out a very, very pushy dwarf.
I did. He was gonna offer us something stupid like 100,000. What's the money called? Currency? 100,000 gold. Just
Dollary dues.
for it. Like, I mean, I back in in the olden days, I would have taken that 100%. But I am an honorable individual, and I threw his ass out. So I think we get some credit for that, and maybe our
Well-
payment if you haven't paid us yet.
Good job. I mean, what did he want with the engine?
He wanted to touch it.
Ah, yeah. Oldest trick in the book. Want to lay a hand on the materials. Of course, they're just identifying it, but you know, they wouldn't have got much anyway. You probably should have took the money. Oh well. Anyway,
I would have.
tell me, how
Shit.
did you find my associate, Aaron?
She was trapped in an office.
Aaron?
Being guarded by a suit.
It turns out that his suits can see through visibility. Imagine that.
Yeah, that would.
What? See
I
through?
kind of would have guessed that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, true sight.
And- You talked about hiring a smart bunch, Aaron?
I mean, I didn't know he had those suits in the first place. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
And then I figured out that he did, and I figured out that they had true sight. So yeah, I'm pretty bright, okay?
yeah. Those suits are kind of a little bit concerning, based on what I've seen. Not a big fan.
Mm-mm.
No, neither are we.
Looks like he's up to all sorts of stuff. I went by there after you guys departed and had a look myself. He's certainly making them for something.
What happened when what happened outside?
You gotta realize, most of the people here are not really cut out for loud explosions at their dinner parties. There was a stampede out. Most people just ran.
No
They're mo-
guards or
they're very-
anything?
Well, Haskin is cleared out fastest of all. I think they
Oh.
might have realized that you were perhaps going to find something that he doesn't want to be linked to,
Oh.
and
Any idea where he went?
he hasn't been seen since. I've had people
Oh.
out looking for him, but
Why
I mean,
would
the-
he be afraid of us, though?
I think he's more afraid of you maybe reading out some of the things you find in his office to other more powerful people.
Yeah.
Did you find anything of particular note, Sally?
No, not really. Rootled around the trash a little bit out the back and found some more parts he'd been playing with. Just buying them from a forge downtown. Not one of ours, but nothing too interesting.
Okay.
Aaron, what did you find out?
Well, thanks to this lot. I wasn't. Apparently, Jaskier has been imprisoning people in crystal form. Because that's
Oh.
apparently what he was going to do to me once he caught me.
Show the letter.
Yeah, I'll
Maybe.
give her the letter, sure.
She has a speed read of the letter. She's like, huh. Well, this is deeply concerning.
Do you have any
Yeah,
idea
this
who the
sounds
warden
like
might
House
be?
Dusk. No idea. I imagine it'd be whoever's in charge of looking after, these.
Yeah.
What is it? An archival crystal? Probably whoever's guarding those.
I was right.
Great job, Zimmy.
Also the smartest.
Although this might explain why Jaskier became so powerful quickly, if he's having the abilities to do these things.
What, he just imprisons anyone who opposes him? Yeah, that sounds like a way to do it.
Well, not only that, but if he can turn them into the shelled horrors that we saw, then yeah, not good.
Wait, was there anyone actually in that suit? I didn't look.
No, it was just like a blue ethereal energy.
Hmm.
It was
Yeah, but
magic.
in order to power something like that, you need to be able to hold the spell, and he can't hold that many spells, so something else is probably going to be holding it.
Yeah, I think we could probably put.
We can fill the blanks.
Fill a
in
little
there,
void
probably.
in that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turns out they use gems, some type of shard of gemstone is what we gather. But that shard has like a soul in it. It's got like somebody in it, and that's basically been that energy powers whatever it's put into.
But at this, Sally kind
long
of
story
looks a
short.
little bit taken aback and takes off her goggles from her forehead and wipes her forehead. She kind of almost stumbles over to a stool and sits down facing you guys. Just goes, "Huh, that's fucked."
That's the third
That's what
fuck
I
this
said.
episode.
Yeah, this is yeah.
Let's just say there's a reason why Black Blades are currently investigating.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, if anyone's gonna do it, it's gonna be House Dusk, right? Normally they just kind of stick to skirting the realms of what's acceptable, but that sounds like something else entirely.
Sally, I have to ask, how much do you trust Kairos?
Kairos? Not at all, really. I mean, he's the head of a rival house and had a
I don't
pretty
like him.
meteoric rise. I mean,
He's
you
also
know,
got a big nose.
You're right.
I mean, everyone's got big noses to us, though, right? But he's perfectly charming, and he's very popular with the House Dawn younger generation, I guess. But I don't know. I've been around a long time here, and people don't rise that quickly unless there's something behind it. He either
Yeah.
knows something about someone, or he's doing something else.
Yeah, I think it's the something else that we need to find out.
Yeah, I mean, Kairos and De Rees, you gotta ask yourself as well, why is the High Steward of House Dawn attending a ball held by a mid-level, really, House Dusk mage? Very odd place to make an appearance.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it down to he wanted to see the Engen.
Maybe.
He was very handsy with it too. I had to fend him off. That's the other one we did. See, we did do our jobs. Sort of.
Nice. Yeah, they're pretty terrified of this thing. I think they don't really understand the threat it poses.
As opposed to walking suits of armor?
Well, I mean, Sky College have their own, measures. We just choose not to use them. We try to develop for good, I guess.
Well.
Look at the size of this thing. She sort of has a glance back towards the end, and she's like, now imagine the size of the thing it powers.
That'd be a big ass suit of armor.
Oh, it is.
Oh God.
Max.
Are we
Watch
turning
the
this
Power
into
Rangers?
Neon Genesis?
It's Mech versus Primarchs.
Zords. Yeah. Oh, it's gonna be like, what's that shit called? What's that movie called?
Pacific
With the
Rim.
with the
Pacific
with the
Rim.
Jaegers. Yeah, that one.
Pacific
Oh, I
Rim.
never saw that.
Oh god, it's
Which
becoming
one was it?
Pacific. Yeah, the first one. Second one was shit.
So, essentially, we need to work out where this where this observatory, did you call it, Aaron?
Yeah, the observatory, I guess, is where he would put people to get present. So I imagine this is where we need to go.
This might be
Yeah.
a silly question, but there's not a literal observatory in the city, is there?
I
I
mean,
don't
yeah,
think so.
but
There's one in the, there's an observatory dome in the Scholar Society, but I can't imagine old Erasmus being involved in this.
Speaking of Erasmus, I think I need to go have a chat with him.
Oh, yeah? He'll
Is
have a
that the
chat
old
with
guy?
anyone. Yes.
that crotchety old guy. Ugh.
Not nearly as crotchety as you might think.
Hey, Erasmus is...
He
There's a lot of forces at play in Astria, but Erasmus, I think he's probably one of the better ones. He's weird, and he knows things that he really shouldn't, but
Yeah, he's weird.
yeah, he's super weird, but you know, I take weird over imprisoning
For now,
people as batteries.
for now, I think he's on, as much as sides goes, he's on our side.
Well, he's a
Um,
very, very powerful person to have on your side. They
Yeah.
say he
Talked
could
to him
rule
for
all
like
of
5
Astria, he just
minutes.
refuses to take a side.
I mean, 5 minutes is sometimes all you need, Derek.
What did he say to you?
He basically said, similar to what you've said, in terms of Kairos and Jaskier, why are they friends? And both of their meteoric rises should be looked at as suspicious.
He's been around longer than almost anyone.
I'd be interested to see if he knows any reference to either a warden for the House Dusk or an observatory.
Should we go there next or to Magister Alex?
I think we should go there.
All
I
right,
don't
don't
think
have-
I don't think Magister Alex will be able to tell us much, to be honest.
fair. Let's go then. Let's go see addressed. What? Or what's his
Erasmus.
name? Erasmus, not addressed. Too many. Too many
Let's do it.
as it sounds.
It is a similar sounding name.
It is.
All right, you guys make your way to the Scholars Society.
I'm gonna blow a kiss to Engen.
It doesn't blow a kiss back.
It
Sally, do you-
belches some smoke.
Oh, before we go, I'll have a chat with Sally, and I'll be like,
Do we still get some payment?
Yeah, do we get paid?
I guess I could pay you for recovering my.
they didn't even do their
assistant.
jobs. They don't deserve pay.
It's still
You-
fine, isn't it?
I can
All
go put you back there.
Yeah,
if you
we
really
can
want me
take
to.
you back.
No, you can't.
We could.
Well, probably not with Sally here. She's probably
Yeah,
gonna
you
call them next or
absolutely
something.
can. You're welcome to try, but you know I've got bigger stains on my workshop floor already, so
Okay.
I don't like it.
But yeah, so I guess I'll be tagging along with these guys for now. Till we figure out more about what the heck he's doing, Jaskier.
sure. I mean that's basically your job. You get paid.
Mm,
The rest of these probably don't.
they might come in handy.
Nepotism.
No, as in we actually don't get paid for doing this. It's
No.
just like Sally might pay us for recovering Aaron, but we don't get paid for doing this.
Yeah, I was going to until you threatened to imprison her again.
It wasn't really a forceful threat.
We're just joking.
Do you really think we would have
All right.
carried it out?
You guys have been threatening me since last night.
We have not
I
been.
Big jerk.
I mean, I think me and Zivy have been pretty civil to
All right.
Aaron.
How much did I agree to pay you in the first place?
200,000.
That dwarf just runs in. 15 million!
I can't remember. Was
I
it?
can't
That's
remember.
something like 500 or something.
500, yeah. 220.
I feel like it was 500.
250
500.
up front.
All
250
right.
in the back.
Well, that's 50 each, so here's 200, and none for your addresses.
I look at him
Derek
and
made the
like,
first threat.
I knock him on the shoulder.
Derek, you better give me 25 of that.
I stick out my tongue.
I
at
do
him.
not.
Nice.
That's what you get for being a big meanie.
Exactly.
Right. Let's go.
They expect it. They expect it out of me. They don't expect it out of you.
All right. Are you heading to the Scholars Society?
To the Society of Scholars.
All right, you make your way to that district of Astria. You've walked past it on your way to Sky College, but you're fairly unfamiliar with it, really. And you approach the door of what appears to be far more of almost like a shambly built, mostly like sort of smooth rock and moss covered, not quite a castle, but a large stone building which has an old wooden sign painted by hand seemingly that simply says the Society of Scholars above the door. It appears to comprise a large square building, but you can already see just by the shapes of the roofs that there is clearly a large inner courtyard of sorts. And you guys head there and you're outside. Would you like to go in? I take it.
Yes.
Knock on the door.
All right, you knock on the door and eventually it opens and an older man, probably in his 70s or 80s, with thin graying hair, stooped over, goes, "Oh, we don't get many visitors to the Scholars Society. He's not enrolled here. Have you come to study?"
No, we were hoping to speak to Erasmus if possible.
Erasmus is very busy.
We have an
can't.
appointment.
We can't let every vagabond and rogue off the streets come in and speak to Erasmus. He'd never get anything done.
If you pass on a message that Adrastus would like to speak to him, he may come down.
Who's Adrastus?
Me.
I've never heard of you.
You good?
All
You're
right.
not supposed to?
All right, fine. Come in, sit down, I suppose. Sure, I can't interest you in enrolling in a course. We do night classes.
Very
Teaching
sure.
what?
Anything you'd want. Horticulture? You look like you might enjoy some horticulture. Mushroom cultures? Derek? No? Alright. That's a very specific joke that nobody's gonna get.
When life meets art.
I mean, Razix. Anyway. Yes,
Yeah,
let's keep
Razix.
going.
Alright, very well. He sort of ushers you into a lobby that's full of just piles and piles of bookshelves on bookshelves and dusty sofas, and goes, "I'll send word to Erasmus's help, see if he's available, I suppose."
Thank you very much.
Unorthodox.
I appreciate that, but yeah.
Appreciate what you like. He sort of shuffles off around a corner. And after some time he returns and goes,
So many crotchety old men in here.
"Well,
I don't know. It's kind of like a sea of calm, you know. It's nice and peaceful.
Compared to some of the places we've been,
Because
Aaron.
it's like
oh,
a cemetery.
What does that smell?
Man. Don't ask.
At this point, the old steward shuffles back round and he simply goes, "Well, astonishingly, he says he'll see you. I am surprised, but, maybe he's had a slow morning. Well, it's just up the stairs, just in the corner of the study. This is
Thank
the
you very
grand
much.
study, by the way," and he gestures around to all of the bookcases. "Anything you seek, information and tome, you will find here if you simply look."
Would you? This might be a strange question, but what about, I don't know, any magical enchantments on crystals or gems, that sort of thing? Would you have a
That's
section
a
on
very wide topic. We have some very good introductory books. Enchanting Gemmies for novices. This one's quite popular with the younger students. Would you like to take this out?
that? No, I don't think it's quite what we're looking for.
Oh. He sort of reaches behind him and places it back on a shelf, and without even looking, rummages around a little bit more and grabs another, and he's like, advanced gem enchantment techniques for use in fishing. Would you interested in, perhaps?
I think whilst he's like mid-conversation, I'm just going to start walking ahead.
I'm gonna go with him.
Yeah.
So I will stay with the librarian and see if I can find a book that seems relevant, because I'm looking for one that it would deal with, like, encapsulating a soul in a gem. So I will try and find some information.
We'll see you later, Oz.
Do you
Good
say
luck,
do you say this to him, Oz, as the rest? Of
I
you
don't
know?
want to say directly that. No.
He goes, "Oh, well, now your rather uncouth companions have left. I will impart to you an old trick of the trade of the Grand Study. This place is far more than it seems, really. I didn't have those books behind me by any sheer coincidence. Go have a look. Maybe you'll find what you're looking for.
Okay. All right. As I'm walking through the shelves, I would just think really hard about a book on encapsulating a soul in a gem and reach for a book on the shelf.
As you reach for a book on the shelf, your hand rests on one naturally, and you pull it out. And it's very dusty and sort of looks well read and a bit battered. And you wipe the dust off the cover, and it simply says, The Prison of the Primarchs by Mortis Skyscale.
Oh, all right. I'll take that down somewhere and have a read through it whilst they're doing their thing.
You already have that book, so.
I was going to say,
do we?
I
Oh, do we?
You already got it.
That's the one that you had, yes.
All right.
I was absolutely going to be
Silly
like,
me.
you should look for that book.
Fair enough.
So the rest of you, you're heading to the back corner to the staircase where you were told that Erasmus's office was, and you're heading up it. I assume that you're just gonna knock on the door, or
Yeah, just
you knock on the door and you simply just hear, "Yes, please, please, please enter. Please come in." You enter to see Erasmus sitting in a grand chair by a desk, much as you'd expect. His office is littered with unusual-looking artifacts and instruments, and musical instruments even in this case, and many piles of books and papers, and he seems to have cleared a small, barely workable space out of all of the clutter and papers on his desk, where he seems to be resting his elbows and rubbing his chin with his other hand. He goes, "Ah, yes, Adrastus, very good to see you."
good to see you too. Did you have a decent rest of the night last night?
Yes, I ate quite a huge amount of game meat. Yes. Unusual evening, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. These are my compatriots.
Hi.
And I'll just kind of gesture to everyone.
Hello,
Hello.
everyone. My name is Erasmus Lex. I am, well, by general consensus it would seem, somewhat of the figurehead of the Scholars Society. You're all welcome here. You always will be. Tell me, what brings you to us? I see you have a member of the wonderful Sky College among you.
Sure am.
Yes. Yes, you would be. He sort of leers at you for a few seconds. He goes, young Miss Ironsong, I believe. Yes, I've seen your work here and there. The rest of you, I'm afraid I don't know so much about, but welcome nonetheless.
I introduce myself.
Eric Mathers. Perhaps a Mathers of the noteworthy repute of Bricktown, perhaps.
One and the same, unfortunately.
Don't say unfortunately, our pasts are what make us who we are today. And Nyx, I do not know of you, but that is a forest naming convention from Daloth, perhaps. You must be Calatwissian. A pleasure. We don't get many of yours around here.
Meet you.
Wonderful to meet you all. So, I fear we may have somewhat less casual topics to discuss.
Out of
me
interest, did
what's-
Zimmy say anything there, or was he just being
He
silent?
didn't say that he introduced himself.
Okay. That's
He was
fine.
being the tallest.
He's just passively being the tallest. He goes, I imagine we may have somewhat more important topics to discuss. I think it's best if we start with, how did you all find the ball?
Explosive.
Illuminating.
Yes.
Disfiguring.
Disfiguring, you say?
I show him
Disfiguring.
my hand.
He goes, oh, my dear boy, that is most unfortunate.
Never been one for magic use, and yeah, this one got me pretty bad.
Yes, well, you know what they say. Only the insane dare play with magic. I'm sorry that happened.
It is what it is.
Could have been worse, right? I was like kind of jab him.
Certainly could have
I could
been.
have. Yeah, I could have died, I guess.
Maybe I'll make you a new finger once this is all done.
I mean, that's
What?
certainly one way to go about it.
I feel like that'd be more Sky College's domain, wouldn't it?
There's a lot of different types of fingers in this world, Erasmus.
That's what
Okay.
she said? Anyway,
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So I mean, you obviously know. You gave me some information to try and follow on last night, and I believe we may have at least found a lead in terms of what we are looking for. So we were
The
wondering
lead
if
involved blowing up De Rees's office.
that was our new friend, and I'll just like look at Aaron.
Couldn't help myself. The guy's a dick.
Can't blame you. He is, well, rather a colloquialism, I suppose, but he is most certainly a dick, yes. Not the words I'd use, but... what did you find in there? Anything of it?
Aaron, could you pass me the letter, please, or just give it to Erasmus?
Give it to him.
He takes it off you and he has a quick scan and he goes, "Oh, most troubling indeed. I'm afraid not much of this makes sense to me. I'm aware of some of the darker uses of the enchantment he mentions here. I do not know what this observatory is, though."
You do not.
Well, I have an inclination, although it's not the most pleasant plan of action.
Which would be?
At this
Well-
point in time, an inclination is better than nothing.
I believe you've all met the wonderful Magister Alex, have you not?
Yep.
So you're
Yep.
aware...
How did you know that?
I speak to people.
Guys knows everything.
So, by that extension, you are aware how the houses of dawn and dusk work. I mean the towers themselves. They do not exist as you or I would think of it. They're somewhat unusual in their workings. I believe the term pocket dimension may make sense to the more magically inclined amongst us. If De Rees is operating as I imagine he does, this is likely his own space in House Dusk that he's shaped to whatever need he requires. I can't say I'm thrilled at the prospect of one of the ancient houses of the city being used like that, but it's a secure way of doing it. Only he would have access, and those he brought with him, essentially.
Would
It's
that
just a-
be in? Oh, sorry.
I'll go for
I was gonna say, would that be in the tower itself?
Yes, I imagine so. The towers are unusual in their working. Each mage has access to their own space, not existing in our usual plane. The door is merely a portal of sorts, if you want it in simplified terms.
We've been in one.
Yes.
So,
Magister Alex, this is rather nice, actually. One of the most talented cultural mages I've found.
if we want to get into De Rees's tower, we couldn't unless he wanted us to.
Well, there are other ways.
No,
We
no.
force him to.
No. You don't want to
Can we
fight
force
De Rees.
ourselves into it?
Yes. Well, you see, every room, we'll think of them, in the towers. You know, the tower must be configured to allow people in. I'm sure you met a steward at House Dawn before you accessed Magister Alex's sanctum.
Oh, yeah.
If you could get that steward to allow you into De Rees's room, perhaps that is a way of gaining access.
Hey, Connor,
What's I mean?
how tall is De Rees? I'm just curious.
Well, by
We've
my
seen him, haven't we?
estimation.
No, I'm asking you, Connor.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
He's a hawkish figure. I would say he's probably 6'1", roundabout.
Okay. Good to potentially know.
To potentially know,
I don't want to
yeah.
ask. I just.
You can do it. I believe in you.
And at this point, Erasmus just kind of chuckles and goes, "Yes, there may be ways of gaining entry."
Any idea where he ran off to? Sally says that he vanished quicker than everyone else.
Yes, the members of House Dusk are quite adept at doing that when we uncover some of their more unscrupulous deeds. I'm afraid not. I will keep my eyes and ears open, but of course I am but a friendly conversationalist. I take no side in this. I take so little side that I won't offer any aid, but I will make you aware of the effects of some potions to truly alter oneself into what they desire. Wonderful thing, alchemy.
Polyjuice potions.
Something like that.
Mm.
But were one of you to assume the mantle of De Rees, well, it seems like he may be, well, whoever the warden is, I should say, may be expecting a delivery of young Aaron here. Perhaps you could make the delivery.
But okay, I have a question. This is obviously out of character,
Of
whatever.
course,
The letter was in his office though, so it hadn't been sent. So
that
how
one
would
had
the
not
warden?
been sent.
That one hadn't been sent. So there were others.
You don't know.
Oh.
There have been other letters.
Aaron knows that, yes, many, many other letters over the past few days were sent.
Okay.
So if
Alright,
you know
so-
quite a lot, and this is just a random thought on my end, and maybe you don't know a whole lot, and this is just me grasping at straws here, but I can only assume that a man as knowledgeable as you has heard of the name Mortis Skyscale.
Yes, I have.
Is there anything crazy cool in your eyes that you could let us know? I've heard the name around the academy a few times, and I'm getting a little worried that he's behind all this.
Well, Mortis was once a member of House Dawn many centuries ago. I believe he was something of a favorite of Belvar and whoever else was high up there at the time. I'm afraid I don't know too much about the happenings with him specifically. Sadly, that name truly got born into infamy well after those days.
It's definitely interesting. I didn't know he was a House Dawn member.
Well, most great mages hail from here at some point, but I will say, perhaps an observation that can be made is that he, to my knowledge, has never returned. Perhaps he fears mages that may be his equal, or perhaps he simply has no reason to return, but I haven't heard of him here myself.
All right. Nah, I should just wonder.
So
Good
the
luck.
plan is one of us pretends to be creepy Jaskier De Rees, takes Aaron to who knows where, because we don't know where the warden is, to go into the prison where we don't know where that is. Is that sounding about right?
I think we deliver the letter first, but yeah.
Where do we deliver it?
Yeah.
Well, you just give it to the warden at the door.
Which warden?
Where's
The-
the door?
The steward.
the
The
tower?
entrance- the tower to dusk.
Oh.
You say this
I
is
see.
to
Yes, I suggest you would all disguise yourselves as members of House Dusk. I would certainly recommend not going in your current appearances. You may be somewhat unwelcome. I think it's
It's
fair
gotta
to
be-
say now.
Dark and broody, right?
Hmm,
Fit
Basically.
right in.
physically in a different form, I would recommend, but dark
Okay.
and broody is attainable.
All right. So who knows how to change all of us?
There's potions for that.
Very expensive, rare potions, I'm afraid. I think they cost
And-
about 12,000 gold each. Last a
Ew.
day. Yes.
So I don't know where that dwarf went.
They're so valuable that I keep them in my drawer here. At all times, I never remember where the key to this drawer is, though, so I never remember to lock it. And if you'll excuse me, I have other matters to attend to, so
Of course you do.
you can let yourselves out. I'm sure we'll speak again. And with this, he pushes his chair back and begins walking out of the room.
Does he happen to wink at the same time by any chance?
He does. There's no wink, so you're not sure. Better leave the drawer alone.
Man, you know, I thought this guy was something else, but you know, he's kind of cool.
Derek, do your thing.
Doom, what are you trying to say?
You know
Who
exactly.
do you think I am?
we've
It's
had this
illegal to
conversation.
steal.
I mean, I'm literally, as I'm saying this,
Oh my god,
walking
go grab the
towards
damn
drawer.
potion.
How much?
Go
I
grab it.
walked
This
towards
feels
the drawer.
Next, this needs
Alright,
to happen.
you,
I am opening the drawer.
You
Does my
open the
hand
drawer.
turn black again?
you're dead.
Alright, well, it was nice
Inside
knowing
there
you.
are 6 vials of a thick, bluish liquid. Just laying there. There's
Ew.
nothing
What a
else in the
laugh,
drawer. It
please
is
kill us.
impeccable.
I hope these all
Well,
kill us.
Plot twist, you're dead.
That's like disturbing. The book, the library aspects, like just being there already, and then this. We're puppets, man.
It's like
Okay.
you reach for what you need, you know?
Wait, how does this work? Do we just like swig it now?
Well, don't drink it now because we're
Not-
only gonna drink it
yeah.
when we need to use it.
You
Okay.
fucking drank
relax.
it now.
Next chugs it.
Relax.
All right. I didn't drink it, I promise.
Yeah, so there's 6 of them, luckily for us.
I don't
And,
need one.
Well, alright, I'll take a second one, I guess. I don't know. Good luck with that.
I mean,
We'll keep one just in case.
And,
alright.
Yeah.
you mean you don't
uh,
want to come with us and find out what he's doing?
I do, but I have to be myself.
Well, maybe I should leave one.
True.
Where's
They are
Oz?
like 12,000 gold. I'm holding like a small house in my hand right now.
Yeah, we can
Derek?
sell it later for 1 billion gold.
Derek, now is not the time to be honorable.
All right, and I'll pocket all 6.
Okay, let's
All right.
go.
So you guys are heading out back into Astria.
Yeah.
Yup.
All right. As you make it to the streets of Astria, that's where we'll
Wait,
end
did we find
the
Oz?
episode. Yeah, well, Oz
Oh,
is
yeah,
in the
that's right.
library. Oh, well,
Okay.
Oz is still in the library, remember? But you guys are heading
Okay.
out.
I'm
So
still there.
as we do
Oh,
that,
crap.
that's where we'll end the episode for tonight. As you made good progress. We opened a door last session.
We did.
This session, multiple things. Well done, everyone. I'm
You've
so
done
proud
it.
of you.
We went in a room. We
Yay.
spoke to
You
two
went in
people.
loads of rooms. You did really well. There's like
Yeah.
Thank you.
multiple rooms.
This is like a 10 out of 10. Good job,
See,
Yeah.
I
everyone.
only had to
Nice.
come back for that to happen, guys.
Thank you guys so much for
No one
watching.
died.
It's been an absolute pleasure. We'll see you in 2 weeks' time. There will be some more D&D announcement-y stuff on the channel soon as well, which is very exciting. We'll talk more about that soon. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Wow, the Craig bye.